Hey you guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I will be showing you guys how I make a wig using a sewing machine. So if you guys are interested, definitely keep watching. Okay, so first I'm going to show you guys how I change the thread. Right now, as you can see, I have this like tan colored. So what you do, for the top part, you can just kind of pull it out. Just remove that and then take the thread out so you don't lose like the end of it. You just kind of put it in like that. And then for this bottom one too, it has one there. What you do, you push this and then this little cover comes out and then you just take it out. And the reason I'm using black is because the wig that I'm going to make is like a really dark brown black color. So this is just gonna match it, because if you do like a white thread on a black wig, then you're gonna see those lines. Okay, so this is how the sewing machine starts. So you have your thread, and then I do already have a little one of these with black thread already on it. But for the sake of the video, I will be showing you guys how you can put this like thread on here. So what you do, you put this little guy right here. Okay, so once that's there, you put your thread in here. You cover it up with your little top thingy. Okay, so once you have your thread here and your, I think these are called bobbins here, how you're going to start this is you grab this string and you put it on number 1, and then you see right here where it has this little like loop, you're gonna follow that. And then number, I guess 2, you put it around here. And then you follow, and then you do what this says right here. So you see how I put the string from the bottom to the top? For the next step, you're gonna push it down and then push out. So, and then what you're going to do, with your foot pedal, you're gonna push down, and then it's going to start rolling it like that. And then you just pretty much roll it until it's full. And then once that is done, then I usually just kind of cut it in the middle. And I take it out, and then that is it. Okay, so now what you're gonna do with the bobbin, you're gonna put it in this little bottom compartment, and right here on it does have a picture of how to do it. So you just have to make sure that the string is going that, like how the arrow is. So in this case, I'm gonna put it in like this, because the string is going that way. You guys can see the arrow is going that way. And then it's gonna go around this little thing and back around. So it's gonna go under that little arrow thing, and then it's gonna come over here and out. And then you put this cap back on. Okay, and then the bottom part is good. So now the top, we're gonna take it out of this. Okay, so now we're gonna follow the instructions too. Make it go down here. Okay, so it's on 1 already, so you're gonna hook it on 2, and you're gonna go down to 3. Once it comes up from 4, there's gonna be a hook right here, and it's, as you can see, you can't really see it. So how to get that hook open, you have to use this little thing. So if you go down on this, you guys can see that the hook comes up. So you hook it on 5, and then you go back down, follow 6. Okay, so as you guys can see right here is 7. It hooks on this little thingy right here. And then what you're gonna do is this little guy right here makes the string go into the needle. So you're gonna push it, and then there's gonna be a hook that comes out in between, and you're gonna put the string in there. I couldn't really record it and do it at the same time. So right here you can see it's already in the needle. So you're gonna pull that out. And then this string is the bottom one. So once you get to here, you're ready to sew. So your sewing machine is ready, and now let's start with the hair. Okay, so now that the sewing machine is all ready, we're gonna talk about the hair. So the hair I did buy off of Amazon. It is 100% virgin human hair. And I just got it in like a shorter, like I got it short because all the wigs that I've done have been like super long, like 20 inches or so. But this is like my first human hair like frontal that I'm going to do. So I just wanted to start out doing a small one. So these are 10 inches, 12, and 14. And the frontal part is 10. Okay, and then the dome cap that I'm going to be using is this mesh dome style wig cap. Okay, so now what you're gonna need is a bunch of these little T-pins, and you can use like a metallic marker or something, but I just use this, like, I've used this old like eyeshadow palette to mark on like here, like where the tracks are gonna go and stuff. Okay, so what I'm gonna do to start, I'm gonna put this on the front. Okay, so now I just use this gold color because it's easier to see it. But now what I'm going to do is where the back of this hits or touches, I'm gonna mark it, so I know how far up to go with my tracks. Okay, so this I'm just gonna put away because I always do this at the end. You guys can see now that it's marked exactly where the frontal part is going to be over here in the front. So now we're gonna focus over here on the back part. Okay, so here I have it all marked to the top, and then when I got to the crown area, I made them kind of go straight because it would run out if I kept doing in curves. So that is how I'm gonna do all of the back. Now I'm gonna show you guys how I sew them together. So right here, I'm just sewing two tracks together so that when I'm sewing them onto the sewing machine, it saves me time. Two strings right here, one's from the top and one's from the bottom. So you're gonna hold those so that you can start the sewing part. You're gonna put this underneath right here. And then once it's underneath, there's a little thing right here on the back that lowers this metal part. So you're gonna make sure this is how you want it to start. And then you're gonna lower that. And then you're gonna make sure you grab the string, and then this, you're gonna go down. And that makes the needle go down to starting position. So with these two, hold these two, you're gonna press on the foot pedal, and then that's gonna start stitching. So then once it kind of has a couple stitches, I let go of the little string, and I grab like the back and the front so that I can control how I'm going to do this. So I'm going to stitch it a little bit. Okay, and then this right here makes it go in reverse. But you have to hold it. You can't, it's not like a button, like you have to hold it. So I'm going to do a little bit more. Okay, and then once I saw that I got like a couple good stitches in, I'm gonna press this and go back. So I'm gonna pull this towards me. Okay, and then when you let go, it goes back to the front. So you grab the tracks and then you just kind of control it. Okay, so right now I'm just kind of checking, making sure that it's like actually grabbing the stitch. And so you're gonna keep doing that until you go all the way through the tracks. And like the good thing about sewing with the sewing machine is you can stop. Like all you have to do is let go of the little foot pedal and it'll stop, so you can like check it, make sure it's sewing it right and stuff like that. So what, like the biggest thing that I tried to do is I just try to like make sure that these two are like super like close together so that when it stitches like in, it actually grabs like the thick part on the end and not the hair, because if it grabs the hair, it's just gonna slide off, versus if it grabs like the two thick parts together, it will hold it together. So that's all I'm trying to make sure right here. Okay, so the black actually ran out right here, so I have this piece left that I didn't sew together. And I do have this blue that I'm going to use just like so I could finish it off, and then I'm about to go to the store real quick and get some more. Okay, then right here I'm gonna do another one back. Okay, and then I just lift up the little metal thing, and then to end it, so to push up this metal thing, there's like a little thing back here that you just like push up, and then you just like bring it out, and then you cut that string, and that is the stitch. So obviously you can't see it because it's black, so that's why you always want to get like the color that matches it. But since this is just kind of one little like small section, I was like, oh, it's all right. But I am about to run to the store real quick and get some more black, and then I will continue. back, the black string is on. So now what we're going to do, we're gonna sew the tracks onto the cap, how we did the lines. So we're gonna take this off, and then we're gonna start with the longest, which in this case, mine is 14 inches. What I'm going to do is in the bottom, I'm gonna start with this line. So I'm gonna sew it from here to here. And then I'm gonna cut it, and then I'm gonna sew the next one. So this is the part that gets a little tricky, so you have to kind of, like if you need it, use like the little T-pins to help you out. So, and then you do need scissors too, so. Okay, so remember to always grab these two strings and then put this cap and the track under, and then you push down, so the metal thing is down, and then you're gonna turn this, and then start with the pedal. And then you're gonna go a little bit, and then use the reverse. And on this part, I do make sure that I go all the way back, so I can make sure that I for sure secured it. Okay, once I get to here, I'm just gonna take this little T-pin out, and I'm gonna continue sewing. Okay, and then I'm gonna reverse it to lock it in. And what that does too, reversing it, okay, so what I did right there, when I finished it, the needle was on the inside. So whenever you turn this, it makes the needle go back up. But you always want to make sure you turn down. Never turn the opposite way. So turn down and the needle will come up. And then to the back, you lift it up. And then that's when you pull it out. I always cut it like a little bit longer so that whenever you're gonna start your next one, you have enough to like grab it. Right here, we're gonna cut this. So there is the first track on. And then what I was saying about this thing, it's like making a knot without actually making a knot. When it goes back over itself, it like makes the knot. So you don't have to like afterwards like knot it or anything like that. So that's what that's good for. Now that I have that bottom one done, I'm gonna follow this line. So I'm gonna kind of go over this first one, I guess, right here a little bit. So right here's where I cut. So I'm just going to start it right here. And I'm gonna go kind of up and then this way a little bit. So I'm just gonna put a T-pin right here in the middle. So you put it in, make that black thing go down, or that metal thing go down. Start that down. And then once you have a couple stitches, like you don't even, like one or two, then you can let go of that string. That's just so that when it starts, it doesn't accidentally go in and finish the string. So that's the only reason that's kind of there. So after I do a little bit more, I'm gonna go back to make sure I really secure that there. Stop if you need to, because like we know that this is gonna curve, so we're gonna like curve the cap with it. Okay, here's the end, so I'm gonna reverse it. So that time the needle finished up, so I don't need to go under. So then I just lift up the little metal thing, and I pull it out, and I cut it. Here is 2 tracks on, and I'm gonna continue this line right here. Okay, so one other thing is like once you start going up, the cap when it's like this, it's kind of, you see how it's kind of like shriveled up. If you were to sew from here to here, you would sew and it would be all bunched together instead of like being flat out how we want it, because you know when it goes on our head it needs to be flat. What I always do, I make sure that it's like, it's normal. You see how like right here, part right here is normal. It's not like shriveled up and stuff, you know. So if I were to sew over it, it would sew too small. So I always just make sure that it's kind of like spread out. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys like kind of where I'm at right now.
So I just finished the 2 tracks. So I did like the 14-inch and then this was the 12-inch.
The only thing left is the 10 inches.
And since this is such a small area, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pre-cut it. So there's the first one I'm going to do. Is going to just go all the way across. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to put the frontal back on and I'm going to see if I like where it goes and like if it matches and if it's proportionate and all of that. Okay, so the only thing that I'm really seeing that I don't like, this side, you see this big gap right here? The frontal ends right here, and then I have all this space. Just gonna mark it. I'm probably just gonna put one like right here. Okay, so for these little sections that I pointed out, I'm just gonna sew by hand. This is the string that I have. This is the needle that I have. And this is what I'm going to use too for the frontal part. Okay, so after I sewed in those little pieces that I thought were gaps, I put the frontal on. I just kind of clipped it with T-pins where I think it's gonna go. So what I'm going to do now is sew this back spot, this back to the cap. And since I don't have a stand, I'm just doing them between my legs, so that's why I'm not recording, but I'll show you guys when I finish. So here is after I sewed on the frontal part. So you can see now it is complete. So, and the hair is a little crazy right now because I did have it in those rubber bands kind of like sticking out. I will be probably styling her hair though, so you guys can see how it looks. That is pretty much everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be showing you guys once I style it and stuff, so you guys can see that too. Okay, so you guys, this is the finished result. I did curl her hair, and I just trimmed the very bottom part because it was a little stringy, but everything else I just kind of left it how it was. And right here on the top, I did use foam in order to lay these little hairs down. So that is pretty much the final result. Let me show you guys the back. I do want to thank you guys if you watched until the end of the video. Thank you so much. If you want to follow me on my Instagram, my social medias, I'll leave all of my info and everything I use in the description. And that is pretty much it. Bye. Dun, 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 dun. We'll see how I look with straight hair. All right. Bye-bye, you guys. Thank you for watching.